Hi guys, it's Nikki. Wait lang. Shucks, I have to. Sorry, let me just down. No, I'm trying to make a voice memo. Wait up, guys. Okay. Hello, this is Nikki, also known as Faces Trader, and you're watching the Global Market Update this January 11, 2021. Have a like, subscribe, and share to Awesome TEDx. Let's begin. So you're aware that NIO Day just concluded on January 9, and NIO Day 2020 celebrated their first NIO 87 price of about 448,000 yuan or 378,000 yuan with battery as a service. So actually, you could see that China and Tesla is actually in an arms race. NIO and Tesla is that is expected in the next 5 to 10 years to actually go quadruple as or quadruple or even topple all of your I'm not sure how big. Like most people usually have a forecast of about quadrupling of current forecasts and somewhere in the realm of about 10 to 40 million vehicles, electric vehicles. So you're seeing Tesla had 500,000 vehicles. NIO, I think, sold something in the realm of about 40,000 vehicles. Let's take a look at what NIO shared in their NIO Day. The ET7 features NIO's latest NAD. This is NIO Autonomous Driving Technology, including NIO Aquila, Super Sensing, and NIO Adam Supercomputing. They are bringing safer and more relaxing autonomous driving from point A to point B, gradually covering use cases from expressways and urban parking, even to battery swapping. To learn more about this exciting news, please read the press release. Understandably, the appetite for our car is growing and is only currently available for purchase in China. This is William Lee, and he actually had a successful NIO Day. And people were actually buying NIO last week, last Friday, even at all-time highs. Likely that this continues higher. Take note that NIO is also doing with electric, with the state grid of China. I'm gonna share to you a few news on NIO. Let's see. So NIO has been in a stellar rise for quite last year since, and let me just share a few things in the electric market. It should be in the I'll go straight. Electric. For everyone's knowledge, yes, we do believe in the electric market. Electric vehicles have plenty of winners. It's not just gonna be Tesla or Xpeng or NIO or NIO and IU. But let's discuss this one by take note that NIO and the state grid are also setting up hundreds of these EV charging stations, similar as well to what Baidu was doing. Let's read this. NIO and the state grid. This was December 14, 2020. And upon reading this, I actually retweeted it as well to my Twitter account. And it was actually one of those days wherein at about $39, $40, $46 that we actually like to still add on to our NIO. Right now, NIO is trading at $60, or I think after hours it's 65. But the point here is that a lot of companies are in the solution stage of actually making sure that charging stations all along the highways are there. You could see that China State Grid is adding 300,000 new electric vehicle charging piles to the world's biggest network. Chimchun, Shenzhen, China has a lot of these actually being done by 1211, which is actually also an awesome 10 expect. NIO State, they're doing setting up 100 EV charging piles. They're all working hand in hand together. Take note that the war about Tesla and NIO should perhaps not be true. It's actually Tesla and NIO and all of the electric vehicles winning together rather than fighting over another. NIO is linking up with a unit of China State Grid to build 100 electric vehicle charging and battery stations nationwide by the end of next year. State Grid, so you could see that they're all actually in an arms race for actually clean energy, for new energy. It is one of those competitions that I want everyone to win. China, Europe, and US are all in this together in our battle to actually fight the pollutant of fossil fuels. So it should be a glorious day for all the clean energy companies. And what NIO is doing is a positive thing for the entire world. And if you aren't aware, this is actually a good article that has been shared already by us in the Awesome 10X. Why did renewables become so cheap so fast? And what can we do to use this global opportunity for green growth? I discussed that a secular trend theme, not just in 2020, but also in 2021. And we discussed this in our Friday free class lesson, that all the clean energy related companies are companies that are the core portfolios of most of your Awesome 10X. So that said, Tesla and NIO are not in a buy zone. We already have it. If you don't have Tesla and NIO, you aren't recommended to buy them at these levels. You should be actually looking at other electric names that aren't actually being as overplayed by the market. Example, let me give you some examples. ECTC is a SPAC that is actually a clean transition movement. This is actually from Biden's directors, and they would actually join that movement of the clean energy. Take note that Tesla and NIO is not the only way to actually make some money in the electric vehicle movement. There are actually 100 plus companies that are not Tesla, that are not NIO, that you can actually make money from, that people are not aware of, which is why you're supposed to be making, for Tesla, example, Awesome 10X has it at 50, now you're entering 880. How in the hell would you actually make more money than Awesome 10X, right? You are late. So you couldn't, it's not saying that you won't make money, but unless you are doing the right proper things, you have less likelihood to make money if you enter any price. I'll give you some ideas. Of an idea to actually share of. Okay, this is not okay. So this is a different thing because this is gaming naman. Unity Software is actually currently in a buying zone here about 135 to 146. Take note that there will be a lot of IPOs coming out this year, and a firm is coming out next week. Coinbase, I think, is coming out this month. Playtika is entering this quarter, this month as well. But I already checked it. Between Playtika, I would rather still have Playtika is an IPO that, in my view, is a little bit similar to Scientific Games and GAN and Zynga. And so I would rather have for gaming, I'd say that I'll stay with my Unity rather than shifting to other names. So for gaming, I would still own Unity. And currently, the level of Unity here at about $140, even if it goes to 135 or 130, is the more attractive entry for me rather than getting IPOs. In terms of IPOs, let me tell you a few things. I think that this is a company that is worth your take a look at. Gracell Biotechnologies, GRCL. This just got listed last week, so Friday. This is a new company, and this one is trying to make cancer therapy actually affordable. Now, cancer is a really huge investment if you actually end up having that problem. So it usually will cost you about $400,000 for immunotherapy. And so Gracell, GRCL, doing CAR-T to actually help address this a potential solution for cancer at an affordable rate is actually something that I am interested to take a look at. I'm also interested, guys, in companies like this. Let me share to you a few companies that are in my buy list. KE. This is an IPO that listed this year. This is not in the electric movement, but actually, sorry, not Kimball Electronics. We're talking about BEKE Holdings. BEKE. So the ticker is BEKE. Take note that here at about current level of 65.28 is a buying area. For those who aren't aware who BEKE is, you can actually check their website, no? KE Holdings just listed this year. It is actually the largest real estate platform in China. So take a look. It is a leading integrated online and offline platform for housing solutions. Let's read it together. Go to the corporate profile. BEKE is the leading integrated online and offline platform for housing transactions and services in China. We are a pioneer in building the industry infrastructure and standards in China to reinvent how service providers and housing customers effectively navigate and calls to home rentals, to home renovation, to real estate financial solutions, and other service. We are already leading real estate brokerage brand and are an integral part of our BEKE platform. We believe that the success and proven track record of Lianjia paves the way for us to build the industry infrastructure and standards to drive the rapid and sustainable growth of BEKE. We have more than 18 years experience of operating since inception in 2001 with a distinct insight into the market, business condition, and customer needs, which we believe are critical for us to offer effective and practical solutions. Why BEKE? Today, you've got a massive housing market in China with very low efficiency in housing transactions and services. So they're doing an industry framework to enable you to do home rental and home sales in an online world. There are a shortage of professional real estate agents with experience and tenure. So most of the real estate agents that have the right experience are working with BEKE. So they are a solution with an agent cooperation network. Underlying it is actually industry participants that are already real estate agents. They are transforming housing transaction. If you're already aware of Opendoor of China, Opendoor and Zillow, that would be the proper answer would be BEKE is the Opendoor of China. So it has a huge marketplace, and so we usually like platforms, and so this one is an interesting company with access to 300 million families today, and most likely it will grow further. Operating is now 29 cities in China. You want to actually understand the real estate ecosystem, go into their investor kits, investor facts, news and events and presentation. So today, let's just try to understand this company in their conference call. Actually, this one is a webcast, but there's actually a lot of good insights of BEKE. I'll give you a few things to actually check out. Without naming, okay, so yeah, let me name a few names actually. So yeah, let me give you a few in my summary. This one, actually try to find this, this is a good YouTube channel.
This video, we're
Watch
analyzing
this,
BEKE holding stock, ticker symbol
BEKE,
BEKE,
world's
which IPO'd
largest
on the
real
New York Stock
estate
Exchange.
platform. It's a 10-minute video. Try to understand it by Annie Vester. They only have a very few subscriber count, but I think this one is a very good video that's done on BEKE. I would agree with this analysis. BEKE stock analysis, world's largest real estate platform. Some things that I'm also taking a look at, guys, is to take a look at some agriculture, ag tech. So the future of farming. So far, I'd like to share that I'm happy with the appointment of Impossible Foods CFO to become the new president of NOVS, aka App Harvest. So this indoor farming startup, App Harvest, hired Impossible Foods CFO. Because I already own NOVS, it actually is just more of an approval that App Harvest is serious, no? We've been buying this at 11, and right now it's trading at 19. I would think that this is going to continue further, and those who don't have this should probably try to enter even at $16 if there will ever be an entry point. In my view, the future of farming is in indoor, and I actually have a few ideas in the indoor farming. Did you ever guys check out these penny names like GMEV? Some people are saying that GMEV and GRSO are likely to become Kimball Musk's, I'm not sure if it's valid or if it's a rumor, but I've read a bit that GMEV and GRSO might actually become potential Kimball Musk's entry points for some indoor farming. For those who aren't aware, Kimball Musk has Square Roots, which is actually a very interesting indoor urban farming company. So they are feeding the world. I like the sector. I like indoor farming. I like sustainability as a trend. And so despite me already owning NOVS, I also took a look at other in the sustainable is in the sustainable farming secular trend. In terms of those trends, I am taking a look at John Deere and RAVN Industries. RAVN Industries to me is important. Successful farming robots are rising. So let me give you a few things to watch on these companies. RAVN is actually in a buy list today. Take a look at RAVN. RAVN is actually already a breakout at 33, now trading at 36, had a breakout here at 26 area as well. And this company is worth your watch list. It could go to about $50. Before it reaches $50, try to buy about 33 areas. What does RAVN Industries do? In their update, in their Investor Day 2020, read about it. Their president and CEO, let's read it. RAVN, we are in a unique position to capitalize on the tremendous opportunities in front of us. We are in a leadership position, delivering autonomous agriculture solutions. We're going to change the way agriculture is done, and we are actually the leader in stratospheric balloon technologies. What does these mean? The Thunderhead balloon systems. What are these? This is what it is. Altitude maneuvers. They have you launch it, an area of interest and recovery. This is a new emerging threat. They are providing solutions, intelligence, surveillance, reconnaissance, communication, relay, position, navigation, time, scientific Earth observation. That's one of the things that Thunderhead balloon systems are doing. Strong momentum towards a game-changing capability. They're actively engaging with industry partners to connect, protect, and even save lives. So currently, what's happening is that there's future warfare in the Western Pacific, Chinese anti-access, near-peer threats at highest points since Cold War, confronting the anti-access. Guys, actually right now, I'm a bit afraid. I'm a little bit sad actually in the US, especially if you've seen the violence at the Capitol. The violence at the Capitol right now, even if the markets are at all-time highs, is actually a concern to me because the more this escalates, if you've been looking at the pictures, it's really scary. Let me share to you a few pictures. No, I think I have it here about the Capitol Hill. Scary, guys. Here, these are what's happening in the US. No, that one, the violence at the Capitol Hill. They are climbing. You know, that happened about 4 days ago. So I think that you actually want to be a little bit more on the cautious, even if you're up a lot, all-time highs. You know that the market is frothy as well. I wouldn't say that the market has no good companies. I think that RAVN, any drops here about 33 and 26 are actually good opportunities. You want to actually enter these names, but also be on the lookout and watch watch how the market is handling the violence. It's good. I mean, whether you admit it or not, I'm actually happy that if the current Facebooks and Jack Dorsey, and even the Stripe and all of the Twitter, all the social media platforms are even Apple App Store just stopped Parler. If it can stop violence, I think I think that the market is still a question mark on how to address these things. It's just too violent that I think that you have to be aware of the surroundings as well. Any insights on DGLY and CCL? Unfortunately, I don't know what DGLY and CCL are. So they're not in my watch lists. What is this? Digital Ally, not in my watch list. CCL, also not. Carnival Corp, is this? Isn't this the Norwegian cruise line stuff? This is not in my watch lists. Yeah, I'm not interested with both names. I don't care if it goes up. It's just not in my. It's not the companies that I like in my sector calls. I would rather probably study more into agriculture farming. This one is a huge trend in my view. Agriculture is already getting the most out of automation. I'd say that the secular trends that Awesome 10X is taking a look at is in artificial intelligence, automation, and how it actually helps your solar, your renewable energy. Example, your 3D printing and additive manufacturing has a lot of implication with your secular trend of renewable energy, like solar photovoltaic cells. Yes, we already own a lot of them, Jinko Solar, Canadian Solar, First Solar, and any dips of them would actually be an entry point to buy. However, it is something that you have to take a look at if you can actually automate some of the, like I know First Solar is more efficient because they have a machine that's actually a robot. So the more that we actually integrate robots into the manufacturing, it's actually gonna be very effective, no? So cheaper costs. So I think whether that technology is used in agriculture, those are the more important trends that I am more aware that I would invest in. Take a look at some of these industry stats. Agriculture robot revenue and shipments for world markets 2018 to 2025 is expected to go from about less than 100 to about 7x, no? So in 7 years, there's a lot of things that can be cut down by agriculture. And this might actually be something that we should be taking a look at. John Deere and RAVN. Let's take a look at John Deere. This is the ticker symbol for John Deere. DR. DE. Deere and Company. Oh, no. So for those who aren't aware, who is John Deere? Let's take a look at these. These are their tractors. The all-new 8R tractor. Today's tech, job execution. Tomorrow's tech, forward perception. Take note, if you are Impossible Foods CFO, why would you actually work for App Harvest as a president? I think that is just an assurance that agriculture technology and indoor farming is going to get more traction. And so I am actually interested in many companies in this format. To be honest, I already found some companies. I shared it inside my inner circle. More SPACs in the 11 below zone are actually handling. So NOVs is already something that we already have and we like. There are more in the sustainable opportunity side. I'm not sharing everything. Because of course it's reserved for the awesome 10x clients. That's the benefit of the Slack group and our channels, right? But definitely, I want people to actually be on the lookout on these trends. Take note that in the last 3 months, example, we told you about 3D printing and gene therapy. Take note of this awesome 10x idea and the solar strength, right? This was 3 months ago. Gene therapy, 3D printing, and solar names generating a lot of strength. That was streamed live on October 7, 2020. I do believe that the names that I've discussed in this group continue to go straight up. This is okay, Deere Corp, that Deere and Co, right? Let's take a look at these gene therapy names, right? I know that they're already high, but and they are to be sold right now because of the froth. But if they're actually gonna go down, you actually want to be entering. But the fact is, upon October, if you were buying somewhere October 7, right here, October 7, while they were still rising, starting to rise, here about 85, 87, you are already up 100%. Even if you didn't buy early at about $50, wherein we were actually already watching CRISPR at about 48. So it is actually something to discuss. Example, where we were saying Stratasys was an entry point around November. November, you could already see November 2020, you were seeing already these happening. October, November, you are already seeing the strength of Stratasys here at 14. Now that it's trading at 100% at 28, 29, yes, you could actually take profits now, but I want you to actually still be on the lookout because these are the trends that could actually happen in the next decade, not just in the next 2 months or 3 months. Just because Stratasys rose 100% here doesn't mean that it's ending. What if this is a trip to $50, right? What if this is a trip to $90? You should actually be on the lookout because these are massive. Stratasys is in a massive 5-year potential breakout here at about 28 to 29, especially if this one goes through the roof at about 70 or 80. What I'm saying is that the 3D printing systems might actually be having a 5-year breakout soon move. Take a look at a few things. No, you've seen 3D printing go up. Maybe desktop metal is something that you should be taking a look at. This is a SPAC. We've entered at about 10, 11, sold some at about 24, get back in at about 16 and 19. However, even as you should be understanding that this guy is in a long-term uptrend. This is not just a trading range. This goes $40 or $50. Those are important. As an awesome 10x, even as a YouTube free channel member, you should be aware that you should be on the secular trends, not just what's up tomorrow, what's up next week. It should be up next year, next decade. Those are how you should think about. So when you're asking about Solo and XL fleet example, Solo and XL fleet, if you have them cheap, then you should be holding them. But if you are late, I think that you are late because XL fleet is your PIC. Already rose to about 34, now it's trading at 21. Usually with SPACs, I enter at 12. And so I'm not aware, I don't like this. I have another name that's in the $12 region. So I don't usually like entering 20 plus. Usually 20 to 30, I'd be out already. So I'm out already. I'm out if ever. And then for Solo, I didn't study it, but I know that Solo is Electramechanica. It's similar to your it's in Europe, right? That company is a European electric vehicle fleet. So Solo, Airo, diba? These are all in the same theme, same sector. Electramechanica went from about $2 to $13. This one I didn't study, but I'm aware that they are a beneficiary. But in electric, I have so many other companies that I couldn't even keep up trying to study all the electric vehicles. But for Solo and XL fleet, I don't have coverage with them. How about Palantir? Palantir is in Palantir we already have. To be honest, at about 9 to 10, we already have. Here at about 24 to 25, I do believe that is an entry point. Gotten at about Palantir and Unity at current levels. Actually on the dip recently, 22, entered some. But even at 25, I'd say that it's still an entry point. I'd say that even when it comes to electric vehicles, we entered this one, 29 and 30. I do think that even if this drops, new technologies will continue to go higher. These are the companies that, in my view, are still undervalued versus example. Every person probably knows about Tesla and NIO, but how many people actually know the e-scooter market, the RC Motos and the new technologies? Those are where I'm taking more of a look at. Lidar names, I already have laser. I like a different LiDAR name. I don't know if I should reveal it to you, but I'll give you a clue. It's in the $13 region right now. A $13 LiDAR SPAC that has partnerships with Amazon Robotics, Boston Dynamics, Nuro, has partnerships with FedEx, Microsoft, has partnerships with Volvo, Daimler. So that is a company that I'm already invested in. Will you recommend C3AI? C3AI is good, is a good company, but not at current levels. I find C3AI expensive today. I find it expensive at 90, 170, currently at 140. It could go higher. AI was in the batch of Airbnb. Most of the companies in that group is expensive. I find them very expensive, but company-wise, I like them. Meaning, I won't enter Airbnb, I won't enter C3AI. It's not because they are not winners. I just find them expensive. Give them 40% lower or 30% lower, we have a deal. But at current levels, I'm willing to wait. There are a lot of companies in the very good names right now. I'd say that look at a SPAC. I'll tell you what. I have about more than 10 SPACs that I am buying at the $11 region. Some of them are plant-based SPACs, LiDAR SPACs, sustainable opportunity SPACs, Biden beneficiary SPACs. They're all in the $11 to $12 region. They're all covered inside the Awesome 10X team. And they are actually in our cheat sheet summaries. Over time, you'll know about them. But definitely, I think that you be on the watch of these secular trends. B, your portfolio has to introduce a lot of agriculture automation, the future of indoor farming, sustainability of food, clean energy. And then, of course, you should actually be aware of the Robin Hoods. This is actually the Robin Hood of Indonesia. It's not listed yet, but it tells you that the market, the reason why FUTU, F-U-T-U, for instance, the reason why this one went up because the market likes fintech that addresses millennial concerns. FUTU Holdings is the Robin Hood of China. Robin Hood is going to get listed. There is a SPAC, guys, that is going to be quote-unquote eToro, which is actually a millennial SPAC that should be actually bought as well. I've got it already. And if you don't know what that eToro SPAC is, it just tells you that you have a lot to learn. If you want to shortcut your learnings, these are the companies that Awesome 10X already owns. So if you're in Awesome 10X, you could get them at 10, 11 before the majority talks about them, before they're $20 or $30. That's one of the reasons why you have to actually invest and actually join our inner circle. Go to the http://www.awesome10x.com. Cannabis stocks are good also. Yes, we have a lot of the weed names. The indoor farming is actually a good strength. That's why I don't believe that Grow Generation would ever fall. In fact, GRWG, which is an Awesome 10X name, is actually going to continue higher and higher. Any drops of Grow Generation back to 35 below should be seen as an opportunity to enter if it ever falls. So actually, guys, with the market really steep, I'd say that the market is steep. You want to actually wait for your best time to enter some of these Awesome 10X names that we've revealed for you. If you can enter them lower, go ahead. So I revealed to you BEKE, KE Holdings. That is a good name that you should actually invest in and understand. Study John Deere and RAVN. These are companies that are in the agri-technology and the automation zones. And if you're taking a look at some hydro farming, NOVs is great. Grow Generation is great. Hydro farm, which is also indoor farming, is also great, but it is a bit high. So this is very expensive to me, but it could remain expensive. I know that they could remain expensive. C3 AI, Airbnb, hydro farm, these are expensive, but they could actually be companies that could go down in the next couple of months. Let's see if we can enter some of these names at a lower price. From a news perspective, also wanted to share that Alibaba is found and he is just trying to lie low. And with that, you could see that all the Chinese names actually shot up, going up, right? So Alibaba actually made an uptick last week from about 218 to 236. I do think this goes to 280 next couple of months. If you have been always interested to buy Jack Ma's Alibaba, now that it's at 236, you don't want to waste your time. You actually want to enter while it's here at 236, even if it can go down to 204. Similarly, guys, there are companies that, in my view, still remain undervalued. If Microsoft, which just slumbered for the last 6 months, from about July to about December, January, still here at about 210 to 220. I know that these are boring companies for other people. However, boring is actually going to be profitable as well. While Microsoft trades here at about 210 or 215 areas, you want to actually be buying these companies while it is at a slumber. Why do you want to own Microsoft? For many reasons, but I'll read it for you as well. I'll just read it straight for you. Microsoft is fast-paced natin kasi makita niyo ibang buy. Microsoft is growing dramatically. During shutdowns, daily active users are rising from 13 million in mid-2019 to 115 million by the end of September 2020, roughly 800%. Microsoft Teams. Its Azure cloud business, which is a rival to Amazon Web Services, jumped 48% in last 3Q 2020. It has a sizable foothold in business software and services across conference rooms. There is a lot of undervaluation in Microsoft. Sometimes the biggest companies are still undervalued even at today's time. So learn to, yes, I also picked Baidu. It is a monster. Take note that Baidu is a winner in the self-driving with Geely Auto. Actually, guys, given that we're talking about cars, you should be aware that Magna International is a winner there. Hyundai Motors, they're discussing with Apple, right? So that is also a winner in that front. Continuous uptick from 190,000 to 280,000 for Hyundai Motors. And the friend also discussed that Hyundai Motors is invested in Boston Dynamics. For those who don't know who Boston Dynamics is, it is one of the best robot companies in the world, owned by Softbank. And actually, given that we're talking about SoftBank, let me just give you a freebie now. SoftBank has a SPAC. It's called SVFAU. This is a super winner. You want to buy SoftBank FAU, SVFAU. This is going to house artificial intelligence. SVFAU SPAC is a $525 million SoftBank AI IPO. AI-focused IPO. Artificial intelligence. If you don't have artificial intelligence in your company, enter SoftBank. SoftBank's SVFAU raising $525 million. This company is led by the CEO and Chairman Rajiv Misra and EVP of SoftBank Group. They're going to capitalize on the impact of AI to the interconnection of everyday computing devices throughout the internet. This is going to be listed. So it just listed last Friday. So you're still new here. So study about the companies that I just said. Let me repeat. SVFAU, GRCL, Gracell Biotech, study RAVN, RAVN, a lot of agri-technology companies. Of course, Novs continues to be a great company. If you can ever enter this name, continue to own it. And for those who own a lot of these Teslas and NIOs, congrats and hold on to them. However, be aware that the capital violence and a lot of external frothy valuations could be the reason to break the momentum. However, if the momentum ever breaks, we do know that NIO here about $50 has a lot of support. In fact, the share offering of NIO recently provided us the support. If you recall, NIO actually had a share offering. Oh, forgot. Guys, there's a share offering of BNGO at $3. In case you're not aware, 29 million shares are going to be dumped by BNGO at $3. So that one went from 50 cents to $7. It's now $3. It's going to go down to $3. If you're interested with bio-nanogenomics, you might have an entry point at $3 to 9 or near $3. Yeah, so typically with share offerings, we like them. We in the Clean Spark $9 share offering all the way to $7.50. If you know what you own, you will never actually be afraid. And Awesome 10X is here to always tell you to invest in what you know. Do not go for one-night stands unless you are clear that this is a one-night stand. Be aware. Yeah, eToro is incomplete. There's more SPACs. There's for those who aren't aware what SPAC is, it's Special Purpose Acquisition Company. IPOE, which is so fun, Chamat SPAC, is interesting. It is a SPAC. If you want like SoFi, social finance, the only way to enter that is IPOE. So these are one of the best ways to actually enter, no? So let's see, social capital, how could we enter this? If we are able to get this lower than about 16, that would be an entry point, even at 15. So of course, we want to enter as low as we can. But for some people who really like this company, maybe they won't wait. Maybe they'll enter already at 18.74 with leeway to add more at 16.4. Now, if you're not aware what company you're buying, of course, you might say, oh, it's expensive, right? So learn what companies you're owning, and I think that should be it. In summary, RAVN, Microsoft, Gracell, Biotech. Yes, Baidu continue to own it. Biotech and Geely has a partnership, and a lot of Lidar names. There are a lot of great SPACs out there in the market. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.